everyone who, perfect. They'll be recording for anyone that misses the beginning part of this. So I've got my announcements in the PowerPoint. So we're going to start off with recognition. So then it's going to be all PowerPoint going forward. Does anyone have any recognition so far? I want to just start off by saying everyone who's committing to job 1 tomorrow, want to shout you out because it is a big deal to do that and make that choice by leading from the front and setting the example, putting yourself first. It's going to be so exciting. I can't wait to do it with you guys. Morgan's already been through it. And so she's got me hyped for that, but that was going to be my recognition. Who's got anything else to add?
I wanted to do announcements, recognition. I did have an announcement too, but we had a challenge in November for our team, Allie and I, and so I put a post up in the hub, but I figured I'd share a little bit about it real quick. So maybe you guys can do this for your own teams, or if this is something that inspires you, make sure you tell your coach. In November, we did 2 giveaways. We challenged our team to log in the BOD group 20 times. And so anybody that did that was eligible we did a random raffle, and Melissa and Michaela both won a donation to their charity of choice. So we donated today to Animal Lifeline. I think I got that right. It's in Atlanta. So I wanted to say Atlanta. So they help with animals in the city of Atlanta, which is awesome. And then we also are going to be donating to a women's resource center in Northern Virginia, which is really cool and special to our Hokie hearts on this call. And then also we did a Thanksgiving workout giveaway. I know some of you guys were on the Zoom workout. I always believe that getting on Zoom, if you don't, and you're new to this, do it, because it's just such a fun accountability. But I love having the big holiday parties. And that to me is an incentive for you guys to get on there every day, because I pay for it and our team gets it for free. So shout out to Alyssa Youngman. She won our gift card giveaway for Thanksgiving. So props to y'all. And yes, I wanted to add in before Jess says her announcements, because she won't have this. I just put up in the hub a progress photo album for job 1. So make sure you take your progress photos, lead from the front. I know we're all probably feeling fluffy after Thanksgiving, but when we add more, it gives our challengers permission to be open and vulnerable and do theirs as well. So put that on your to-do list. Take your progress photos. Morgan will back me up by saying that too. That's all I got.
Awesome. One more for recognition. Someone come up with something. Can't just be me and Danielle putting you on the spot. And you can shout yourself out. That's totally acceptable here too. I'm gonna wait. Someone's got something. This can be personal life, business. This is a space for everything that we celebrate here. One more thing.
Okay, the thing that I've learned is that you have to brag about yourself sometimes and that it's okay. Like, this is your permission slip, at work when you're like, my boss doesn't know I did this, but like I should tell them. And like, no, shout yourself out. What do you guys got? Morgan, give me something. Putting you on the spot.
I figured you were going to. I just wanted to say that I'm here. So I've been to like 3 of these in the past 2 months. So I'm getting better. So I'm here.
That's awesome. I love it. We just saw Allie hop in. I don't know if she's available to chat because her video's off, but Allie, do you have any recognition to add before we jump into announcements in the PowerPoint?
She's probably at bedtime.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I just want to give her the chance. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to PowerPoint. If you guys think of anything else, put it in the chat. We still want to see it. We still want to recognize you. And as I transition over, please put in the chat if you got to watch the video that I shared for this call. So it was about 30 minutes to watch beforehand. Let me see. Danielle said she saw it. I don't think I'm going to be able to see you guys' chats while I do this. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Morgan finished it. Awesome. Just put yes or no. I want to see a response. We've got more than 2 people on this call. because it's going to help me know yes from Sarah, halfway from Amber. Awesome. Megan, yes. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you. So I wanted to share some things about that video, but first let's do announcements. I got this all listed out here. If you guys saw the team call from last week, and I'll reference that probably a couple times in this session, is Danielle went and talked everything about Coach Online Office. Like she mentioned in that one, this is where I got all the information for the announcements. So we already know that VIP launch for Coach and Preferred customers happened on the 2nd. The super exciting thing about it being Coach and Preferred customers before the customer launch is, for the most part, you're signing everybody up with a challenge pack or completion pack if they're a current like customer status. If they're a Coach and Preferred customer, they can get whatever bundle or option they want. But people who don't have that title, you're signing them up, and that's Success Club points. It's getting them back on supplements, which is going to help their results. So that's a really exciting opportunity to focus on until the 16th when the customer launch comes out. Other thing, tonight is the last day for the Mixed Bike Cyber Week sale. And then tomorrow is our test group start date. A couple other things about events and trainings. The $165 Coach Summit ticket, I know we're going to talk about this every single week while it's still going on, because that will be the lowest price you'll see until the event happens. So if you are not signed up, highly recommend doing that. Make it a goal in the next 2 weeks to sign up 3 customers, and that'll pay for your ticket. The other thing is there's a big training for Unleash Her Power Within. It's like a little bit of a partnership with Tony Robbins, and Beachbody's paying half of that for us. So the price for coaches is only $495. I think it's like over $2,000 value that you're getting. And there's a couple of us who've already committed to that. I know Danielle has, I think Amanda is doing it too. So that'll be something where you won't be alone. It's 10 weeks. You can look more into it there with the FAQ. And then lastly, just prepare, mark your calendars, because it's about a month out now. The next Super Weekend is listed as live by Beachbody. And if you go to that FAQ, you'll get to see all the locations that are planning an event with their details. Find one close to you and go. Even if you're the only one, go, go, go. These Super Weekends are so awesome. And it's amazing to make coach friends in your area too. If you feel like there's nobody from our team locally to you, you still can make coach friends there. Do I know when the deadline is? No, I looked for it. I looked really hard. I couldn't find it in the FAQ. I don't know if it's going until the event starts at the end of January or what, but it hasn't listed a deadline for Unleash Your Power Within. Good question. Anything else? Okay. So I have pictures of every slide from the video because I figured that would help trigger your memory in asking me questions along the way. Basically, if you're watching this recording and you haven't seen that video yet, go watch the video first. It has a lot of information around how Body is actually changing things directly. Like he explains each of these slides in more depth, the person who's training that video. I'm not going to repeat everything because those of you who came here prepared, you watched it already, but I am going to answer any of your questions about it. So we'll go through those slides, and then I did a little digging because I feel like real numbers always are like something that coaches want to see more of. I know Danielle, if you didn't watch the video recording from her call last week, she did show us some of her financials from her second CBC, super inspiring to me. So go back and watch that. I won't spoil it for y'all, but I'm going to do the same thing. And so because of that, because of numbers, I'm following the process and putting out the disclaimer, income disclaimer here. You guys can read it, you know it already, but I'm just doing that because the guy who did the training as well, he was a lawyer. So of course he's going to follow all those rules. I want to just go slide by slide and see if you guys have any questions. Unmute yourself, type it in. If there's something specific that you remembered having a question right away, and I know that it's coming up later, you can type it in and we'll get to it when it gets there. But this slide, I think was really exciting because my favorite thing about this whole slide was bullet point number 2. Coaches receive bonus points for Coach Body membership purchases and ongoing subscriptions. Bonus points in the coaching compensation plan world means like commission income. So whether it's a coach or a customer who has a body membership, and actually the same goes for BOD, you will get bonus points. You'll get commission off of that, which is really exciting because it's a double dip. You get that and team volume. Is there any questions on this slide? And I want to give you guys the opportunity to look at it. I know that in the video, he makes a lot of assumptions. I do agree with most of his assumptions and the fact that like most people are going to stick with the $19.95 a month membership, which we get $8 off of. Here it is. So the $19.95 per month body membership, we get $7.98 in commissions. I don't think that there will be that many people who commit to the whole year, other than, like he said, coaches who already know they're going to be at that level of commitment. Any questions? Let me see if I can put you guys here. Okay. Try and make this bigger. Next slide. Takes a second to load. This one dives into a bit more of kind of the same concept, except for the fact that there were like standalone offers for that day pass. I think this is something where, one, if you haven't tried Body yet, you've got to try it. First of all, if you did a completion pack or a challenge pack for your job one purchase, hopefully you signed up for the free 30 days and you get to try it. I think that it becomes really hard in coaching to promote and share the amazing benefits that come with Body as a customer and as a user without having that experience yourself. So I highly recommend that you commit to it, or at minimum have that chance to try it out and speak to it. That's how I feel about all of the like nutrition programs as well. Whether you're a 2B mindset or a portion control person, I think as coaches, it's your responsibility to have gone through both of them to speak on them and relate most to your customers. Yes, and Body is amazing. And I feel like Danielle can probably talk at the end of this as well from the experience of being a non-bike person using Body. I know a lot of us who have Body have it for the bike rides, and I'm loving it for that. So actually, if you want to just unmute and chat about that really quickly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't I just step in? So for me, I've been exclusively doing Body workouts the past 2 months. And I was like, I don't know about this. Like, what's so different about it? Because I've been so in the test group mentality, like you start and finish a program. But I have loved it because every day you don't know what you're going to get. And it's like new trainers, new energy. Things are themed around like they did that big premiere week and giveaways. And it's just I always used to stop my workout and change my own playlist. And I felt like my mind was focusing on my playlist so much and switching to a song that I wanted. Honestly, and I know Jess agrees with this, the music of Body is so freaking phenomenal. And yes, there's things they still need to fix and sound goes out sometimes. Like, come on, that's how, when new stuff launches is just how things work in any company you're at. But I have found myself more in love with movement that it's like, I want to do it every day. And I've never had that experience with anything I've done with Beachbody. And I'm pretty sure I'm the grandma on this call and I've been doing Beachbody for over 7 years now. So can't say enough good things. And I think job one is a perfect way to mix it up. If you want a body workout, obviously you guys will have the cycle workouts with job one to incentivize people to add on body. That's the whole point of it. But I just think it's a phenomenal addition. I know they're going to be adding meditation stuff to it, more so like some of that type of thing, which I just think it's freaking phenomenal. And it's a way that families can have something in the mix to do that's not like, oh, I'm going to jump in the middle of this like 60-day program and do cardio from week 6 and think I'm going to crush it and then die and like hate the program, never do it again. You know what I mean? So it really builds that consistency, I feel, and it's just fun. So
I love to see in the chat how many of you guys have body and are loving it too. Morgan's loving it. Sarah's loving it. So that is so awesome. Keep talking about it. And you'll see as we keep going through this, like just the opportunities that you have as you're to grow your business and your income with body. Because we mentioned the bike, I wanted to share this page as well, and hopefully it loads. I download the whole thing. So Matt loves the rides and the body workouts from Allie. Awesome. Oh, here we go. Okay, it just needed a minute. This was really cool to see his description on the projected, like how long people were going to stay body subscribers when they bought the bike, because I hadn't seen this or heard from it anywhere else. And I feel like we are kind of used to, unless someone stays a discount customer, like preferred customer or coach, they're pretty much not staying on any subscriptions. Is kind of how like at least my business has been as far as like supplements and stuff. It's not as consistent of a monthly thing, but this, we're talking 3 years body subscription is what they're projecting for people who purchase a bike. And so what that math works out to, and this is why watching this video, like go back, I watched it a second time because I just thought it was loaded with so much amazing information. When someone purchases a bike based off this estimate, they're not only providing to you $406 in commissions off of their body subscription, but then another $100 for the bike. We're talking $500 for someone who gets the bike is an estimate, right? But that's humongous. I mean, think about what that could do when you start multiplying how many people could get the bike, right? So even if you don't have the bike, there are a ton of people who love the bike. Use those of us who have it, share our stories, ask us for reviews, whatever is going to help you. We want to help. So go ahead. We're here for you on that aspect. I'm personally loving it. And I think it's just been an amazing way to switch up my workouts. So that was really cool for me to see. Visual commissions. If you watch the whole video, you probably heard him say it 10 times over that when someone starts having the body subscription as part of their monthly workouts, you're looking at 3 in a year. You're looking at 3 times the amount of commissions income as if they were just on BOD alone. That was over and over again, which 3.5 times. Like that's how big the impact is of adding body into their subscription. And I don't want to just approach this whole call from like money and what we get as coaches. If you just saw the chat, how much people are loving the experience of body, that's the first thing, right? What it provides to our customers and how that elevates their experience and their success level over time. By giving them that and focusing on how to help them the most first, we then get in turn a much better compensation with their subscription. Does that make sense? Okay, let me just keep going because I want to get to my numbers and then I want to open it up for questions. This again had a lot of assumptions that people stayed on Shakeology as a customer, which is where you get paid the $32.49 instead of them being a discount or like preferred customer or coach. I thought this part was kind of aggressive as far as estimating, but I wanted to focus for a second on the body portion of it. where people continued with their body renewals. So if you are hitting Success Club 5 with 3 new customers each month, and those customers stay renewals, whether they're a customer, a preferred customer, or a coach, because you get paid out on all of them, in 6 months, that's $119 per month, just off of those new people, not even the people that you already have in your organization. Take that in for a second. That's your entire Shakeology and business fee for the month, covered off of body. Not even the new people that you keep adding. This is humongous for our businesses. It fires me up so much. It's like, this is taking things to a whole nother level that we have not gotten to experience. This is also going to be a big thing where you want to go back, watch Danielle's coach office, and you can look at a couple of different things in your organization. We'll talk about that in a second, but you want to make sure that you maintain active status as a coach and don't lose your status and get re-ranked as a preferred customer. So just keep that in mind through this process. Okay, let's keep going. He had a cool little slide about how to make 1,000. Yeah.
I was going to say, can we just take a step back for a second? Because I think it's important to remember that for some of us in our business, right? What happens when you don't hit Success Club? How do you feel? Or maybe you've never hit it. What is success to you guys, right? Like, from the main standpoint of a new coach, Success Club becomes the golden ticket. And the whole reason that Jess is going through all of this stuff is we're not saying Success Club's not important, but we're exposing you guys as business owners to know, like, I'm not an expert in all this stuff. Jess isn't either, but we're learning and educating ourselves. And it's important for you guys to understand that just like serving your customer for what they need, like, say they don't want to do a challenge pack. Well, they can do an $8 one-day pass and still start funneling into you helping them, which in turn, because I always used to get icky about numbers, but it's impact. And so the way that I think about this is, cool, you don't want a challenge pack. What else can I help you with? How can I serve your needs in the best way possible? And sometimes somebody needs to just start with 3-day refresh or the 7-day body pass or whatever. So to me, this is giving y'all permission to educate yourself that we have a whole menu of items for you to serve people and meet them where they're at. And understanding how that influences, like, you can do 3 body subscriptions and still offset your costs, because for a lot of us, we come in the business because we don't want to pay for our Shakeology every month, but we love it. So I just wanted to, like, kind of remember, for like basic level standpoint, I'm not saying to not chase Success Club, but I am saying to understand, Jess is educating on business of numbers, because I think a lot of us get frustrated. It's like, well, I'm not making any money and I'm paying all this money and it's just not worth it. And it's like, no, this is such a long-term mindset growth for serving, and in return, impact is going to influence your income. So anyways, that's my little soapbox.
You're going to love it. I have a slide later that says Success Club isn't everything. You're already ahead of it. Okay. He had this slide about how to make $1,000 a month. This just kind of shows how different ways to, like, add it up. And this is like looking at a full year scope and then dividing by 12 months to get that $1,000 month. And what I love about that is because it's looking at a sustained $1,000 a month and not just a one-time $1,000 a month. So some of these things were like, okay, a bod only subscriber, 325. You guys, that sounds really big, right? But then realize, what if those people got bod and body? Now you only are looking at 100 to make $1,000 a month. And then if they, on top of that, had Shakeology, now this is saying that they're a customer and not a preferred customer or coach status, but still putting that now at 25, you're looking at $1,000 a month. So the perspective that this is showing is, if you're hitting Success Club 5 with 3 new customers per month, That's 36 for the whole year. That's helping. Yeah, this 25 is helping just over 2 people a month. So doable, who keep on their subscriptions. $1,000 a month. What could that do for you and your family? And how can we use the impact that we're talking about for helping other people, making this impact for our own families too? Serving impact freedom. I love that. Okay. Team cycle. So far, everything before this was pretty much talking about straight commissions, which is only part of the compensation plan, you guys. The other part, and yes, there's bonuses for like leadership, but the other part that happens very early on in your business is team cycle bonuses. Let me start off by saying you will not get these unless you're Emerald and above. So if you are not Emerald right now, whether you have been Emerald before and you lost rank, or you've never been Emerald, your first mission is to go Emerald. This team cycle bonus that I'm going to show you in my numbers has one of those like long-term growth impacts for your business, and it's called passive income, meaning you're making the money even if you're not directly doing the work. One of the beautiful things about team volume and team cycle bonuses is that it goes down into your downline. And that's why Danielle and I both preach being involved in your entire organization, because it all rolls up. And so you as a leader, we feel like have that responsibility to be a mentor and support system all the way down, because you're benefiting from it. But it's really exciting to see what depth can do for your business. And I'm still a diamond coach, you guys. So the numbers I'm going to show you are at diamond level. Danielle, I'm sure if she did the same spreadsheets, would look totally different. It's just one of those things where $14 right now doesn't sound like a lot of money, but I'm going to show you what it does over time. All right. And if you didn't know, there's a whole video. Just go into YouTube and type Beachbody Team Cycle bonuses. You'll watch. It's a really funny video with like different like characters. I think it's like superhero characters that explains it very well. But essentially, the concept is 100 points on one side and 200 points on the other gets deducted out of your account and equals one cycle. And you can cycle over and over and over again within a given week up to a certain limit for your rank. But let me just say, like, your weekly limit at Emerald is 250. For the most part, when you start off at Emerald, you're not going to be hitting that limit. That happens much further down, depending on the depth of your business. So anyways, that's how it happens. Let's keep going. Here's what I want to show, and really back again to your coach online office. Do you know how many BOD subscribers you have? Do you know how many body subscribers you have? They don't have right now the ability to go check your body subscribers, but you can start checking in with your BOD subscribers and seeing if they've given it a chance. Want to try a day pass? Maybe we do like a monthly team workout like you guys did for Thanksgiving that I missed and I'm super jealous of. And that becomes an opportunity to like showcase body. So annual BOD only, this is a volume aspect, and the next one shows it compared to the impact that BOD-E includes on the volume. And I hope it'll load in like a second. But let me just say, I went into my coach office and I looked at how many active BOD subscribers I have between both accounts. I have 151 active BOD subscribers. I cannot imagine if they were body subscribers, you guys. Like, if that, let me just do the math because I didn't have the example from him. If all 151 of my annual people had body every month at the $8 per month, right? So that's 151 times 8 times the 12 months in the year. It's $14,500. That's more than I made all year with Beachbody. So like the potential behind this is mind-blowing. Like we can rock our businesses next year, and there's no reason that we can't do that. So this is kind of an impact. Again, that 3.5 increase shows up both on commissions, like we talked about earlier, and on volume. Let me just show one more thing. This is where you look at how many subscribers you have. Like he mentioned in the video, and I double checked today, body is still not an option to select, but you can look at bod, and that's how I got my number for 150. There's the different tabs. Go back and watch Danielle's video. She walks through it, but that's all I'm going to go into there. Okay, I want to show you my numbers, and then we can kind of like open it up for questions. These are the 5 years that I've been coaching. 2017, I started in January. So like my data truly is like, I think I started coaching in the 3rd week of January. So it's pretty much like all year. January, I became an Emerald coach, I think around mid-February. And then mine has a burgundy from body. Oh, you have body already? Okay, I didn't have it today. That's awesome. I might have to log in and check that. 2018 is when I went diamond. So I went diamond in the summer of 2018, right around here, to qualify for a team retreat. Then 2019 was another year. And what was interesting about that was I still focused on Success Club. Basically, that was my only focus, was like SC5 or SC10. And my income really didn't change. And then 2020 came around and we were locked up for the pandemic. Oh, yay. Body is there now. Okay, that changed from this morning. So sweet. We're going to go look at that. I'll share my screen. So 2020 pandemic came around. I was locked in my house. And from like the end of March to kind of mid-May, I went balls to the walls recruiting and focused a ton on how I already had experience working from home because of my coaching background, and focusing on converting customers into coaches with the launch of 10 rounds, which is one of my top favorite programs. And I have a feeling job one's going to be right up on that list. So this is an impact of focusing on team growth and really diving into a new program launch more than I'd ever done before. And then how that changed the trajectory for the growth at the end, through the end of the year. And then for this year at 2021, you could see I like started on a stronger path. But my numbers in Success Club, and I'll show you guys next slide, have not been sustained the same way. So this income is truly staying where it has been with growth throughout, or like still having income throughout the year because of team volume. And then now I started recruiting or like building in Success Club points again. And so this growth is showing towards the end of the year, and I'm going to finish up over $10,000. I'm less than $600 away now. So no excuse that doesn't happen. But between the bike launch and bringing back into new customers, I'm already seeing the change. Let me show you Success Club tracking. I like put everything down because I always like to see what changes, but this was really interesting for me to look at. I personally combined both of my accounts, my account and Kyle's account, to see what my total Success Club numbers were. This was my average per month in each of those years. And it reflects what my focus was. My focus was Success Club. And you might be able to see, I hit Success Club after my first month until March of this year. Or wait, I missed it 1 month here. But I was super, super consistent and focused on Success Club. That brought me some amazing perks along the way. The Success Club trips, early access to hotels and different registrations, all of the freebies that Beachbody had to offer. But if I was being real with myself, I was losing out on some of the focus of focusing on impact first, looking for the opportunities of how else I could serve, which meant other products and helping other people make an income, because that's not only where my income is going to truly grow, but that's an impact that feels super fulfilling for me to know that I'm helping someone else get their Shakeology paid for because they love the way it makes them feel, but without the income from coaching, they wouldn't be able to pay for it. Or that they bought Christmas in cash, like Melanie Mitro's first year story. So my focus is changing. I'm not giving up on Success Club. And I'm at Success Club 4 already this month in 5 days, you guys. So like the shift, thanks. The shift has already changed for me to bring that back. But the focus is truly like, if I'm down to the wire and what's most important to me and what my mindset is behind it is going to be impact first. I'm not going to beat myself up anymore. It's just not worth it. And it's not fulfilling for me. Highly recommend listening to that podcast that Amanda shared about Melanie Mitro, because she talks about the exact same thing, that Success Club isn't everything and that there's so much more to focus on, like team growth and the impact of other programs and products. And then I wanted to show the team.
Can I just add one thing into that slide before you move forward? I think the other important thing, and this is really important to say because there's different leaders or different uplines that are on this call and you guys are from different teams. It's important to note that there's shifts in our life at any time, right? Like we all know Jess got married this year. So that was a big focus for her and the way she shifted her business. But to me, she still helps somebody every single month in a way. And she was still there and an active participant with her team. And I think that's really important to say because sometimes we look at numbers and it's like, okay, we'll just build a team and then you can step back and you don't have to do anything. And I think that that's, at least that's for me, that's very important that we're not talking about numbers to just enroll people and say, see you later, right? Like our job starts when we enroll people. And I know for me, coming from a coach that my original coach I don't have anymore, that's really near and dear to my heart, that if you guys ever have anything that you're going through in life or you feel you can't give, please lean into other coaches in this team. That is why we have the hub set up the way that it is. And I think that it's really important as we continue to grow and cultivate leaders in this team that y'all have that same mindset and you teach that same mindset. We don't disappear. We don't fall off the face of the earth. We are still leaning in with what we can do because that matters and people remember that. So I just wanted to add that in and really applaud Jess that although Success Club wasn't a focus for her, she still was focused on growing and doing it her way. So I could go on and on about that, but I think it's important to say as we're talking about numbers here, it's not like she just didn't hit Success Club and her numbers grew. She was still mentoring and supporting and with her team, even though her business growth wasn't as high as it was in previous years, if that makes sense.
100%. And it's something that maybe you guys don't all know about Danielle and my story, but me and her share that aspect that we don't have the support from our direct personally sponsored coach anymore. So that has translated into how we run our teams now because we know what it feels like to feel isolated and that we don't want anyone to feel that way no matter where they are in our organizations. So that is such a good point to bring up, and also to show that this team volume that I'm going to bring up on the next slide would not be there if I wasn't continuing to check in with people, right? If I don't check in with someone, like I actually just checked in with a customer who ordered 2 weeks ago since her shipment arrived and asked her how her Energize was going. Well, she's like, I don't really love it. And I said, well, how? She was doing it with like 8 ounces of water. And I said, well, try it with more water next time. It can be a pretty strong flavor if you're not used to it. So do 12 ounces. I checked in today after a couple of days and she's like, love it so much more. It was that simple. So if I wasn't checking in with her, she might have never ordered Energize again. And all she needed was more water, which is super cheap. And so it's small things like that that continue to show up in the team bonus aspect because of the customers' retention who continue to order. And this is what I want to show. I don't have my 2017 data because I really wasn't tracking my income that way that first year. But after that, I have all of it laid out. This is how much money I made in team cycle bonuses. So this was all of 2018, all of 2019, 2020 and then 2021 so far. And I have probably another 400 or so that's going to get added over the next 4 weeks. But I want to show you that this is a portion that kind of, like I said, the $14 that you start out with doesn't sound like a lot. I went diamond right here at the end of the second quarter. And so you can start to see bringing in income on Kyle's account because I went diamond with him as an emerald. So he started bringing in team cycle bonuses. Then I got comfortable and stopped adding people to his account. And I didn't have the volume coming in. So I started bringing it back in again. And this has definitely been an aspect where like I'm learning that it's when you get comfortable, it shows up in your business. So this is something that constantly takes work, but I just wanted to show the impact that growing a team, like I had mentioned in 2022, when I was balls to the walls with my own journey in a test group, and really inspired other people to become coaches and share because of their own amazing experiences in the test group, what that did for this portion of my income. So with that, that's my entire PowerPoint. I'm going to turn this off so I can see your lovely faces. And I don't know where to do it. Stop share. Is it the stop video? That doesn't sound right. No, here it is. Let me see. You guys see me now?
No, we still see your screen.
Oh, why does it not? Oh. What's the new share?
Well, when she figures that out, I want to go back to just like, you know, this can be a lot, especially when you guys maybe haven't looked at this stuff before. I know I still like don't know everything, and I'm never going to know everything. But for me, what these numbers go back to is when everybody on this team is excited about something, that energy is contagious. People want to be a part of it. People want to show up. People want to stay consistent. People want to get results. People want to be doing the programs. So I want to put this back to all of you guys that if you want growth in business, whether that's more lives changed, more income, more challengers, whatever, more people on this team call, it takes all of us, right? And you guys see me in the hub all the time. I'm not going to stop sharing, but it matters that each and every single one of us continues to share that, like all the things you guys are excited about in body. When's the last time you shared it in the hub? Right? Because your challenger doesn't care about me. They're like, who's this girl? And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying Jess has presented this idea. So where do we go with it now? We have to take that energy and excitement for what we love, and we all need to level up to it. You don't have to learn the compensation plan tomorrow, but your paycheck will reflect when all of us level up, right? When all of us get excited about something, everybody wants to be a part of it. And right now it kills me that there is 640 plus women in our group. How many people get on Zoom? Right? So I just want to challenge all of you guys. Like, if we want growth, we want more coaches, we want more excitement. Like, I want to go to Summit with freaking huge crowd of all of us, proud of what we cultivated in the next 6 months. It starts right now. It starts tomorrow. We have a test group starting tomorrow. I'm calling everybody out on this call, but let's bring the heat. Let's fire it up, because what we do right now sets us up for 2022. And I'm so pumped about it. I don't know all the things Jess shared, but I hope it touched you in a way to know that, like, why, whatever the reason is you're in this business, you can cultivate whatever you want, but you have to do something different than what you've been doing. And that's calling myself out too, because I want big, huge growth as well. So not to overpower, but I think that that's important to say, like, you don't need to go do your Excel spreadsheet tonight, but you do need to get your booty on Zoom tomorrow. You do need to go all out with job one. You do need to share the shit out of it. And you do need to be active in the hub and the bod groups, firing your people up, because there's someone that connects with you unlike anybody else, and all of your stories matter. All right, I'm going to stop hogging the call, but I just got a little fired up.
That was fire. Danielle was a inspirational speaker in a second life. I love it. All right. Does anyone have anything to ask? What's one thing that you learned? If you don't have a question, or what do you
I think she was saying you can just unmute.
What is it?
You froze for a second. Go ahead, Sarah.
I'll be honest, I didn't really know the exact breakdown. Like I know y'all talked about it and I've gone through the background. I caught up on Danielle's call from last week that I missed. And hearing that plus the one prior to this one with this one helps break down all the commission, like compensation plan and everything else. Cause sometimes I think you get lost. There's so much information on it that if it's not all together at one time, I was confused. Now I can understand, okay, if this is my goal, this is what I need to set, this is how I need to set it, which has really been eye-opening to me tonight.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, and if you guys are going through stuff in the background at any time, like throw in the coach chat, like, hey, I want to know more about this, because that helps us know what team calls we need to speak more of. And it's really helpful for us too. So that's great that it's really aligning, Sarah. But totally, if you have other topics that you're like, I want to know more about this, like we know there's constantly new coaches, so we need to revisit topics. Like honestly, this business is just repetition and like learning things in a different way or a little bit shifting with like new stuff that we have. What else you guys got? All pumped and ready to go hype body up like crazy and crush job one. Also calling Morgan out. I want your results shared in the hub to kick off job one for tomorrow. Got it, girl. With a hype post. All right, guys. This was awesome, Jess. Did you have any other closing?
Nope, that's all. Can't wait to see you all in the task group tomorrow. And thanks again for joining. If you guys ever have questions, anything commissions or numbers, like Danielle said, post in the chat or DM me directly. I love talking numbers. All right, love you guys.
I would
Good
say
night.
one more thing. Get on calls with one-on-one with your coach too, so that you can run through your individual account and set those goals and have someone to hold you to it. I think that that is so underutilized in our team, and it's important because that's how we learned so much, is like, or having somebody else on the team to go through it with you. So anytime you guys want to schedule something, totally reach out. Like Jess and I said, we're here to support you at any time. And if it's not your direct upline, like reach out to us and we're happy to go through your account and walk through things. So we love it. We love numbers. All right, guys, we will see you next week for the team call. I believe next week is vision board party. So definitely talk to your challengers and let's get as many of them on as possible. I will say one last thing. I sent a message to my bod group reminding them about this team call, and I actually had a challenger reach out to me asking about it. So don't underestimate the different ways of communication reaching out to challengers, because you never know when they could get on a call, love it, and want to coach. All right, guys, I will see you in the morning. Let's go rock job one. Take your progress photos. Thanks, Jess.